Hello there, welcome to a fresh episode of On My Living Show. How do I look today? Beautiful, regal, delectable. Alright, this is a fresh episode and we are talking drug abuse. It is a problem, a nagging issue, one that honestly I don't know how to tackle. So with me on today's episode, I'm going to be talking to someone who's been doing lots and lots of things about drug abuse. Drug abuse is a problem. Daily on the news I read, a guy walking down the street runs mad. A woman did this, a man did this. It's a problem. So why do people take to drugs? What are the effects of drugs? What do we do to tackle these issues? And this is the reason why I have with me on the show today an ambassador of the fight against drug abuse. Her name is CHIDINMA OBASI. She'll be with me right after the break. So drug abuse is a thing. It's a nagging issue. It's a very terrible problem. Right now in Nigeria, lots and lots of youths are involved in drugs, and pharmacovigilance is so poor. People go over the counter, get all sorts, and start to use it for reasons they are not meant for. Things like cough syrup, things like pain relievers, and it's become a problem. People die. People get depressed as a result. People are thrown out of schools. Juvenile delinquency, it's on the increase, and that's the reason why we're talking drug abuse today. With me on the show is CHIDINMA OBASI. CHIDINMA is the current face of MIVI, but I'll give her the honor of introducing herself. So who are you?
My name is CHIDINMA OBASI.
Okay.
I graduated from Ebonyi State University, of course. I studied marketing and business management. I'm the current face of MIVI 2018. And Face of MIVI is basically an NGO that is geared towards sensitizing the general public about the effects of drug abuse and how to curb it.
Okay, so what made you to, aspire to own this crown, which you eventually own, and though someone will be replacing you by the end of your term, but what made you to be part of this pageant? Were you always particular about drug abuse, or you just wanted to be a beauty queen?
No, I've gone for different pageants, and one thing, when I go for a pageant, I look at the theme of the pageant. I don't just go for pageant because I want to be a beauty queen. I believe beauty has a purpose, and beauty has to do with your brain, what you can offer to the society, what you can give to the society. You can't be a beauty queen wearing a crown, you're just walking about, and you're not. There's nothing, you're not affecting the society.
To you.
Yes, you're not offering anything to the society in general.
So you're all about cerebral power and purpose.
Yes.
That's quite interesting. So about drug abuse, since the inception, since you won this crown, what have you been able to do as regards drug abuse?
I've been able to go to different schools, secondary, primary schools, because even you realize that primary school students are doing drugs. Everyone is doing drugs, even parents, adults. It's something
so
that
it's not restricted to a certain age.
Everybody does drug now.
So are there incidents of drug abuse even at primary school level?
Yes, there are. You see primary school students doing drugs, you see secondary school students doing drugs, university students doing drugs, and as a last 2 weeks Saturday, Abuja Literally Society, they organized an event, and I was opportune to speak to parents, university students, primary school students, all around Abuja.
Okay, beyond speaking to them, are there other ways to, because everybody's speaking, we're all talking. So apart from talking to them, going for these events, organizing, going to schools and all that, are there more of the things you do or intend to do?
Yes, I'm on social media, so I use my social media handles to preach this thing, because you realize that everybody's caring towards social media. Everybody loves social media.
But then again, you know that the bulk of the population of Nigeria are still not on social media. I mean, the people who talk about public schools, how many of these kids have smartphones, let alone social media? So what are you going to do for these ones?
Organizing a street store. Yes.
Okay.
So I'll be going to streets. We'll carry it. It's not beyond using the social media, beyond going to places to speak to people. There are people on the street doing this thing, so we'll be going.
I think there are even more.
Yes, there are more on the street, so we'll be going into the streets all around Abuja, and it's not only Abuja, Ebonyi State. We have different states we've marked out that we'll be visiting.
Okay, because of course for you to have won this crown, you must have done a lot of studies and not just reading on Google, but around us. What can you say are the causes of drug abuse?
First of all, I would say some of these drugs, or most of them, that are easily accessible. You even see some people planting it in their compound. So them having access to it, it has increased the rate at which people use drugs. So I believe that agencies, bodies should be able to monitor these things. You don't just bring in drugs into the country. You know, someone pays you at the back and you're like, oh, okay, just
have
go.
them.
Yes, just have them. You are not able to monitor goods that are being imported into the country. So easy access to this drug is one of the high reasons for drug abuse. I also believe ignorance. Some people, they don't even know. They just go into these things. Like, you know, when they buy things, or, you know, people give them things, they don't even want to read what is written or what they are consuming. They just consume it. And, you know, when you start, this thing is...
So basically you're trying to tell us that it's about the country, the regulations and all that, and then accessibility, and then ignorance. Is there any way you can link, talking about juvenile delinquency, drug abuse is a strong part of it, is there any way you can link parental upbringing, inculcation of values by parents, and then kids taking to drug abuse?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, some kids, they don't have access to their parents. They can't even tell their parents what they're through. And this is where peer pressure comes into. Your kids, they have friends in school, they have people they talk to, and maybe when they come back from school, they notice something and they want to talk to you about it, and you don't give them that time. You don't pay attention to them. So parental upbringing matters. You have to be able to allow your children to be comfortable talking to you about anything, everything. So,
all right, thank you very much, Chidinma. So when you leave this crown, which I'm sure is very soon, are you going to Thursday's campaign by the side just because you're no longer a queen by maybe November, or are you going to go on with drug abuse campaign?
I don't plan tossing it by the side. This issue of drug abuse is everywhere. It's eating deep into our society. So even after my reign, I'll continue working with House of Navy to push this campaign forward.
Okay, are there long-term goals you have for drug abuse?
Yes, there are. The more I go further, the higher I go. I intend traveling around. That's the truth. I intend traveling around to continue preaching against it. It's something that is eating deep into the society, and it's not funny. You see small children, you see children everywhere on the street, and they do these things without fear. Like, they do it in the open now. They are not afraid to do it. And the most funny thing is that when they are doing it, they feel like, oh, they feel so good about it. You know, they feel like, oh, I'm among what is happening in the society and all that. So
okay,
we have to change their mindset.
There are lots of them. I read them on the blogs. I see them on the news. Cannabis, marijuana, and the rest. How many of these, if you're asked to first them, which of them are the most popular? Alcohol.
Yes.
Like beer, spirits, vodka, and all that.
Yes, alcohol.
Okay.
That is the most commonly abused.
But then you start to wonder, people complain of hunger. People tell you, I don't have money to feed and all that. Where do they get the money to?
You know, already they're addicted to this thing. That is why you see people in financial crisis, and that's one of the effects of drug abuse. You see people in financial crisis, they do different things just to take drugs because they're already addicted to it.
So they can't go without.
They can't go without it, and it's
talking about effects. What are the effects of drug abuse now?
We have various
on the youths. Our target is on the youths.
Okay. We have physical effects. We have economic effects. We even have the psychological effect. You see people. They die prematurely because of this. They have kidney problems, liver problems. You see people, they go into immoral acts just to raise money. Yes, to get this thing. And you see people that are suffering from depression. They want to kill themselves. And you see people hallucinating. They are running mad on the street just because they keep on doing this drug.
So bottom line, drug is not good for you. So can you tell us more about you now, not in connection with drug abuse? Who is Chidinma? What inspires you? What triggers you to do most of the things you do? What are your goals and all of that?
Well, basically, Chidinma, as I say, Chidinma Obasi is someone that I've always loved to create a niche in the society. I've always loved to inspire. Maybe because of what I went through, I realized, okay, losing my parents at a very young age.
You're an orphan.
Yeah. Kind of, yes, okay, I'll say that. I don't like to call myself one, but yes, I am. Yes, I lost my parents at a very young age, and at a point I hawked on the street.
Sorry, what age was that? Sorry, you have to, go a little bit private.
For
you to inspire people who are watching you.
I lost my mom. I was very little. I can't even remember.
5 years, 6 years, 10 years.
More than that. But I lost my dad 2007. I was around 12 can't remember.
So by age 12, both parents were gone?
Yes, they were already gone. So my grandparents are awesome. They did everything.
Are you the first?
Yes, we are.
You're
just
the first?
two. Yes, I am my younger sister. Yes.
So you were practically raised by your grandparents?
Yes, I was practically raised by my grandparents, and my grandmother had to hawk at some certain point.
And you joined her?
Yes, and I joined her. So just imagine that I didn't have that mindset. I didn't know the future I wanted for myself. I would have gone into this. So basically, it's not even about.
Inspiring.
Yes,
you
it's not.
inspiring.
It's not because they want to do it. It's because of what they've been through. They need something to clear their head. So walking on the street, then I saw.
You were exposed.
Yes, I was exposed to this thing. I came to realize even why people do these things. That's why even sometimes when I get to meet people that does all this kind of thing, I don't judge, because it wasn't easy. If not, I understood the future I wanted for myself. If not, I understood the path I wanted. Yes, I wanted to take for myself. If not, I understood the fact that I wanted to be an inspiration to youth, to children, to teenagers. Like when I tell you my story and you look at me, you'll be like, wow.
I think you should be loud about your story. You should be loud about it. I don't know why you don't want to be called an orphan, but that's what it is. Yeah, you have to be loud about it so that other people can be inspired with your own story. It was nice having you on the show. Thank you very much. I hope to see you next time.
Yes, thank you.
Wow. So it's been a wonderful time on the show today. Wow, Chidinma is an orphan. That's another angle. That's quite inspiring. She lost both parents at age 12 or before age 12. And she's doing something good for herself. She made a determination to, be a good person, to actually live a life of purpose. What's your excuse? I'm taking to drugs because I don't have money, I am depressed, life has not been fair. No. Chidinma should be an example to you. Now, not only did she rise from being a nobody, being without hope, being raised by her grandparents, to being an ambassador for the youths. You can be like Chidinma. You can say no to drug abuse today. Stop taking cannabis. Stop excessive drinking. Stop going over the counter to take to get cough syrup when you don't have cough. What are you using it for? You're going to derail yourself from the purpose you were created for. You're going to be, aimless in life. And by the time you realize it, you're 30, 40, and then that's when you start to. Worst of all, we don't have rehabilitation centers in Nigeria, functional ones. So you don't need all of that. Drug abuse is bad for you. Use all of that energy, the resources, to do things that are meaningful to your growth. So it's been a nice time on the show today, and I urge you to join us next time. The next episode is going to be everything you envisage it to be. My name is MARILYN Oma Anona. Stay inspired.